Sure. Okay, great. We're live. Just wanted to make sure. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Kim Allende. My pronouns are she, her. I work at Towson University in Maryland, where my official title is Transfer Articulation Counselor. I primarily review credits for transfer students and work on agreements with local community colleges. So basically, I help transfer students on the back end. In addition to that, I'm heavily involved in the international admissions portion of the university, and I'm considered an international admissions counselor, which is why I'm here. I review all of the undergraduate incoming applications, make sure we have all the necessary documents, make decisions regarding admissions to the university, and we'll talk more about that later. So even though I find myself more on the back end of operations, I take a lot of pride in being an admissions representative for Towson, and I'm very pleased to welcome you all here for our presentation. So I wanted to start by showing you a video of our recent graduates from spring 2022 and let them tell you about their experience here at Towson.
It feels so surreal. 4 years have just flown by, and it's just really exciting to know that I did it. This is the moment that I've been waiting for.
My goal was to leave my mark on Towson University. I had passion, I was driven, I knew that I wanted to put myself out there, and I can stand here today and tell you that I absolutely did that.
At the end of the day, I know that I'm doing something that past generations and future generations can be proud of.
Everyone has a story, and to see the light behind someone's story. Someone believed in me when my light wasn't shining so bright. It was because of them that I'm where I am today.
My mom handed me my acceptance letter. She gave me a big hug, and I immediately called my grandfather and told him I'm never going to forget that, and have them both in the stands, and I'm very proud of it.
I think I always knew how important education was, but coming to Towson, I've learned to become a lifelong learner and to always, whatever the situation is, take something from that to grow and learn and become a better me.
All the papers, late nights, all the homework, it finally pays off.
It feels like it's a chapter of a book that's closing, but I know that when one chapter ends, another one is going to open. Anything is possible.
It'll mean completion. It'll mean fulfillment. It'll mean promise that there is more out there and that there's more to do.
Towson's been that safe space. Towson has been home. It's been that spot where you can cultivate yourself that you want and just grow into what you really want to be.
I feel like this is like my first true step into the world since I've been out of the military. I'm just excited to see what's out there after I graduate.
The way I look at it is you're never too old to dream and to accomplish your goals.
Towson has given me more than I could have ever imagined. I'm just grateful. That's really the only word that comes to mind. I'm grateful to be able to make those connections, to work with my community, to provide for my community.
I'm going to get really teary, I think, doing this, but thank you to my mom and dad. Oh, God.
Not gonna lie, I love my mom, but you'll probably hear her as I'm walking off the stage, and you just forget the support that you always had. I don't know what more to say than just to say thank you.
To my future Tigers, I really want you to enjoy yourself, take advantage of all the opportunities you have. You definitely will be able to look back and appreciate it just as much as I have.
My sincerest well wishes and congratulations to each and every one of you, and always remember, go Tigers!
Congratulations, Tigers, we did it!
It's a great day to be a Tiger. Here we go.
Congrats, Tigers, we did it.
Oh. Sorry about that. Here we go. Okay, so that was just a little heartfelt message from our recent graduates. Think you may have wanted to hear their stories since that might be you potentially. So where are we? Towson University is located in Maryland, which may not be very close to you and your families. So I wanted to talk to you about the transportation in the area. We have 2 international airports nearby, the closest one being about 30 minutes away from campus. Often you'll see that we organize free shuttles around breaks and holidays to make sure that you have reliable transportation to get to and from the airport around those busy times. We're only 7 miles away from Baltimore, which means you have easy access to lots of food, music, museums, sports, and more. If you're into sports, Baltimore is home of the Baltimore Orioles if you like baseball, and the Baltimore Ravens if you're into American football. In addition to being close to Baltimore, we are also located near several other major cities like Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and there's pretty easy transportation between them through train, shuttle, driving, and whatnot. And just to note, we have several nationally ranked programs that typically lead to research opportunities, internships, and employment. And our location is in a home of over 900 internationally owned businesses. So that may be something that may speak to you. A little bit about us as a university. We were founded in 1866 with just 11 students. We were Maryland's first teaching college, and since then we've grown to about 20,000 students with over 110 different programs of study. We like to describe ourselves as a comprehensive university with nationally ranked programs in business, computer science, nursing, and education, of course, just to name a few. But regardless of your program of study, an important note for Towson is the more personalized teaching approach that we apply. So this can be found in our average class size, which is just 24 students. We also have a faculty to student ratio of 1 to 16. So for every 16 students, there's one faculty or professor there. And in doing this, we believe that you can form strong relationships with those professors and faculty members, despite being one of the largest state schools in Maryland. We've been ranked in the top 100 national public universities and in the nation's top 100 overall student diversity by U.S. News and World Report. We've also been considered top ranked for best value for public universities in Maryland by Money Magazine. So we'll talk more about those programs that I had mentioned, some of the 110. But for now, we'll move on to more about our demographics. So here are some statistics about our demographics and our international statistics. What this shows is that Towson Tigers are everywhere. Of course, we're in Maryland, but we also come from 30 different states and 30 different countries. They're all passionate about their education, their community, solving problems around the world around us. I think our main takeaway is that no matter what drives you, you belong here, and you will find somebody that has something in common with you. So we are a very diverse community with over half of our freshmen identifying as people of color. Maryland is one of our most diverse states, and our racial and ethnic demographics match that, which we're pretty proud of. In having such a diverse community, you can definitely find somebody that has commonalities with you. All right, so down to the most important part. What do we have? We have a lot, 110 programs. We are broken down into 6 different colleges, as you can see here. We'll start with the College of Science and Math. It's a gorgeous science complex with 50 teaching laboratories, 30 research laboratories, 50 classrooms, 8 lecture halls, and 10 collaborative student study spaces. We have an open air classroom. We have a greenhouse, a planetarium. We have so much more than that. There's a lot to work with in the Fisher College of Science and Mathematics. For our business school, we've been named within the top 30 undergraduate business programs to high outcomes with 96% employed following their program completion. The College of Business and Economics provides phenomenal opportunities for professional experience through their majors, including built-in 120-hour internships with employers around the country. And a fun fact about this, less than 5% of schools worldwide are accredited for business, and only 1% are accredited for both business and accounting. And we are accredited by both through the AACSB, or the Global Business Education Network, which we're excited about. Our College of Health Professions, we actually just started construction for a new building, which will feature an entire floor that simulates a hospital, including an emergency room. So we'll have like some of the finest facilities within the state. We also have collaborative efforts and partnerships with two of the nation's leading research hospitals, with Johns Hopkins Hospital and University of Maryland Medical Center. If you choose to go into the College of Health Professions, 100% of our students have internship opportunities. So that may be pretty likely that you would end up at Hopkins or Maryland. Our College of Liberal Arts is our largest college. You have a lot of flexibility in terms of major. It includes social sciences, history, a bunch of paths within psychology and sociology, cultural studies, languages, and we were one of the first women in gender studies program in the country, which is just pretty exciting. Our College of Fine Arts and Communication houses gorgeous performances and rehearsal spaces. We have a heavy emphasis on performance, visual arts, broadcasting, production studios for electronic media and film and communications. And it is about 1/3 of our majors are housed here. For our College of Education, of course, we're incredibly proud of this, being one of Maryland's first institutions to start a teaching college. We have more teachers that in Maryland that went to Towson than any college in the state, which includes administrators, coaches, superintendents, and whatnot. We are especially recognized for our special education and linguistic diversity programs. We have plenty of hands-on experience that we have our students get into. We do offer an honors college, which is a program designed to kind of further your idea of preparedness for what's next post-college. If you're used to challenging yourself in the classroom with honors, AP, IB, dual enrollment coursework, you will be right at home with the honors college. There are some perks that come along with this. There is a special internship for those that are extremely competitive, and they get priority housing in the Douglas House, which you can see here. And you'll be housed with other people within the honors college. So you'll find that tighter knit group of community. Here's some statistics about what our students are doing after they graduate or during their time here. About 98% of the students here engage in experimental learning, such as internship or research. 86% were employed or in graduate school or conducting services after they've graduated with their undergraduate degree here. And those that went into the workforce directly after undergraduate had around a $50,000 average annual salary. So here are some of the kind of extra things that you can get from Towson and involvement outside of the classroom. Whether it be an interest, identity, part of your heritage or culture, you'll find your people at Towson. Of course, we are a D1 school, so sports are a large part of campus and draw really large crowds with numerous conference championships under our name. We have really big events. One of them is called the Big Event, which is a community service event across campus and the greater Baltimore area where all of our student clubs and organizations participate. We have Tiger Fest, which is a multi-day concert and festival, and the arts, which involves some of the arts that are happening around campus. So if you're interested in applying, then this is kind of our admissions process. If you're a freshman or a transfer student, you would apply through the Common App. You would submit a transcript, and freshmen would need to submit a personal essay as well. Letters of recommendation are not required. Neither are SAT or ACT scores, since we are a test optional university. If your scores are exceptional, we certainly do encourage you to submit them, but they will not be held against you for admissions into the university or for any scholarship opportunities that would come from your application. Essentially, we conduct a holistic review of your application. We look at your grades, activities, personal qualities, based on what you submit in your application, and we want to know if you'll succeed here. So that's the most important part. We want you to be able to confidently know that you're going to fit in and do well and succeed here. All right. So regardless of your transcripts, we do require official transcripts from your school sent directly to us. If you're coming from another higher education institute, like a college or university, we would require a credential evaluation company that we've approved to validate your coursework. If you are in high school, that evaluation is not needed. You can just have your school send that over. We do offer scholarships. If you meet our deadline, you're automatically considered for a merit-based scholarship. We also partner with a You Are Welcome Here scholarship, which is a separate application for freshman students that would cover up to half of your tuition. And the last portion would be your visa. So you would likely, if you are an international student, would require an F1 visa to study here with us. And this process is will start after you've been admitted into the university, and you would work with our International Student and Scholars Office, and they'll ask you for additional documents, and then they'll walk you through the process for that. So some deadlines that are important to note. November 15th is early action deadline for Fall and Honors College. So if you are interested in the Honors College, that is a separate application. I believe you'd have to write another essay and submit that to the Honors College, and all of that would be due by November 15th if you were interested in fall of 2023. If you apply before November 15th, then you are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships, meaning you don't have to do anything. You're in the running to be considered. Our February 1st is our regular decision for fall. So if you'd like to wait, or if you're unsure or anything, that is our hard deadline there. And if you're interested in spring, the November 15th date is also our deadline there. If you're a transfer student, March 15th is the early action deadline and honors college deadline. So similar as the freshman, that's your deadline to be automatically considered for those merit scholarships. And you'd have to submit that additional application for honors college if you'd like to be here for fall of 2023. June 1st is our regular decision deadline, and November 15th is our spring of 2023 deadline. If you're interested in graduate school, the application process for that is a bit different. Each program has different requirements of what you need and don't need. I would suggest going to the program's website and seeing what would work best for you. We have application deadlines here, August 15th for fall, January 7th for spring, and May for summer. Some of them have earlier deadlines, so I, again, would encourage you to look into that program if you're interested. Here is some of our contact information. I would love for you to email us with any questions or call us. And yeah. Oh, okay. So I see that we have some questions here.
Okay. Yeah, so we have several. I'm just gonna go through them.
Sure.
First one is, do you have a pharmacy program?
A pharmacy program. Let me. So let's see, in the health professions. Sorry, we have so many. Yes, we do. We do have a pharmacy program. Yes.
What are some requirements for medical field?
So for undergraduate students, there are prerequisites that you need to meet, and there are grades. There's a GPA average that you need to make to be able to apply those prerequisite requirements. So if you're a freshman student, then you would come in as a pre-nursing student. You would take those prerequisites, and after that, you'd be able to apply to get into the nursing program, in addition to a TEAS test for nurses. So with all of that in your GPA and your minimum grade for each course, there's a combination of those three things that puts you into consideration for our nursing program. If you're coming in as a freshman, again, you would be pre-nursing, so you would just start your coursework at that as a freshman. That would lead you into the program.
Okay, next one is, does Towson University offer online courses for students pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Nursing?
So we do offer online courses. If you're looking to do an entire program online, we wouldn't, I would highly doubt that we would. We're more in person than hybrid. And we don't have very many programs, if any at all, that are completely online.
Okay, next one is, what is your acceptance rate?
That's a great question. I want to say it's like 70%. We are a state school, so we are very transfer friendly. If you are a transfer student that has additional credits, and if you are a high school student and you do fairly well and you have extracurricular activities, there's a lot that goes into our process for looking into applications.
Sorry, I lost connectivity for a second there.
No, that's all right.
Next question is, when is your application deadline?
Sure. So our application deadline is November 15th for fall of 2023. And if you meet that, and that is the deadline for early action, which means you would be automatically considered for merit-based scholarships. It also means if you would like to apply for honors college, it's the same deadline. It's a separate application, but the same deadline. So I would encourage you to apply by then. We do have later deadlines depending on whether you're a freshman or a transfer student.
Okay, next one is, what is your acceptance rate?
Oh, I believe it's around 70%.
Sorry, if you can hear that, that's my cat.
Oh, no, it's all right.
Next one is, are there law programs?
Are there law programs?
Yeah.
Actually, I believe so. Give me 1 second. All right. So I believe we have a pathway, but we don't have, like, applying to law school, you would need to get a degree first and then apply to law school. And I think that umbrella of majors that you can use, we offer, that would lead to the law school application. I'm guessing like social sciences or criminal justice. We certainly have those majors.
Next one is, what are the dorms and student community like?
Sure. So if you're interested in honors college, the dorms are like a little bit nicer, and they give you a bit of a scholarship to fill the gap between regular housing rates and those rates. But we have a variety. We have like apartment complexes. We have a building that used to be a hotel. So we repurposed that building to make it student dorms. There's plenty of housing outside of campus, which includes like houses and other apartment complexes that are close to campus but not on campus. There's a ton. And if you'd like, please contact me. I can send you, there's a link in our page for a tour of the dorm rooms and of whatnot, or I can send that to you.
Next one is, what are the basic requirements for any engineering course?
We do not have an engineering course, unfortunately.
What is your average acceptance rate for medicine?
So it's a bit complicated because it's kind of a two-step process. You would get admitted into the university first, and then afterwards you would need to fill the prerequisites to get into these programs. So it's kind of a two-step process. If you get into the university, then you can kind of start from scratch as long as you fill those requirements within the university. Take those courses, make the minimum GPA and the minimum grade for each course. That is a prerequisite.
Next one is there a computer science program?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. What percentage of international students do you accept?
Percentage-wise, I would say that that's probably higher than our domestic rate. I would say probably 80 to 85%. So we also do the holistic review for that, meaning, mostly we take a look at your grades. If it's high school grades, we determine what our equivalency of your high school grade is. If it's a transfer school from a higher education institution, we require a credit evaluation done by another company and essentially take their information that they give us to determine if we think that you'll be successful here. In addition to that, for some international schools or international countries, we may require a proof of English proficiency. There are a ton of countries that are waived, but that may be something to consider if you're from one of these countries where we do require that.
Next question is, how old is the university?
Yeah, so we were founded in 1866, I believe. Yep, 1866, as Maryland's first teaching college.
And last question, actually, it's the same question. It's something about computer science programs.
Yep, we've got it. Come on down.
No, it's just the same one. It's just, is there a computer science program? Happened to be two people that asked the same question.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's popular, so that I'm not surprised that was asked twice.
Yeah. Yep. And that's all the questions I got.
All right, great. Well, thank you all so much for your time. And thank you, Diana, for walking me through all of this. I appreciate your help.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.